Our loving reminder for today is this: that love isn't caustic or uncaring. You know, we have a certain phrase that we use sometimes where we say, "It goes without saying." We mean that there are certain unspoken things that should just be common to all, understood, and without having to be clearly articulated, because we understand and know certain things intuitively. And you would imagine that at the top of that list would be the reality that love isn't rude. And yet Paul has to remind us in 1 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 5 that love isn't rude. The reality, though, is that often we are rude to the people that we love the most. Often we justify our rudeness on the fact that we're telling them the truth, or we're telling them something that they need to hear. And yet we do it in an unkind, brash, and unloving manner. Now, in truth, there are things that we have to tell people at times, difficult things, that people that we love need to hear. Difficult truths and judgment calls that we have made about maybe a lifestyle that they are living. But how we go about saying that and why we are talking to them in the first place is eternally important. Paul has already told us in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 1 through 3, that no action that we do is valuable, is justified, if it is done without love. And so, yes, we must speak to truth, but we have to do it in love. Ephesians 4 and verse 15. And so, before you justify being unfeeling and being blunt and brash towards someone, being overly critical and judgmental of them, you need to stop and ask yourself, is this love talking? Is this how love would speak to them? Do I genuinely care about them coming out of this lifestyle, or do I genuinely care about them making the best decision so that they can live a better life? Or am I just being rude to them because it makes me feel better about myself? It makes me feel justified and right in my own eyes. If so, we need to remind ourselves that love is not caustic or uncaring.